All right, welcome back, Absolute Wolverine. Last time, we met Jean Grey, who is held captive in the Epcot Center, Disneyland, underneath Russia. All jokes aside, she is used to reprogram Wolverine and other specimens like him. But since they noticed that he was kind of breaking his protocol and forming more thoughts, they used her on him to re-brainwash him. So with that, let's hop in because we're about to meet a new person of the Wolverine mythos. In Rasputingrad, some big man owns a bar, putting on a friendly face, and locks up for the night as he tells somebody, all right, you guys can come out now, and opens up a little cellar to release two mutant kids and says a driver will be coming through soon. Took the liberty of making you food. I'd recommend you eat up. It'll be a long ride, no stops till you're clear of the border. So he's here helping these kids smuggle through and save them from the Eurasian Republic because those guys capture mutants. So who is this man, you might be asking? This is Victor Creed. This is Sabertooth. You see his claws. He's telling stories to the kids about his old times, making them drinks. Look at his fangs. This is what Sabertooth is supposed to be in the Ultimate Universe. Victor Creed. As I say, thank you, Victor. So in this universe, he's a good guy, not a bad man like he does in Mainline, where he just messes with Wolverine. I was about to say the F word. And it seems like he actually worked with Wolverine. You guys want to hear another story about me and Logan. I got a few to pick from. I think you'd like to hear the Siberian prison escape again. Laughs it off and then goes to take out the trash. So if he worked with Wolverine, he must have been part of the resistance group, and that's how he has these connections for the kids. As he looks up and sees a plane fly by, and then he starts sniffing around. Because that can only mean one thing. He runs in, tells them to go back under the floor. Military planes are coming through. They're scanning. They might spot you, but we got to act quick. And says the driver should be here soon, as somebody starts trying to open the door. Victor tells him to be quiet. He goes, locks them under, and then peeps through, unlocks and opens the door, and sees nobody's there. It was just some guy, some drunkard, trying to get into the bar. Bar's closed, whatever. As he relocks it, turns around, sniffs again, because this time something is different. He runs through the bar, smells again, and says, oh, it's you. The rumors are true. Talking about Logan. Back from the dead again. Smells off. Something's changed. Smells rotten. Maybe you are really dead. So he knows that this is actually Logan's body, but his mind, something is wrong with himself. Because he notices, you're not dead, but you just ain't yourself, are you? And seeing no reaction, he's like, you're not yourself at all. So Wolverine leaps onto him as Victor grabs him. He's like, I know you, Logan. You're too smart to try that on me. That's how I know you're an empty vessel. Butchers are really messing up your brain. They took your little fingers, their tools, poked and pulled. They did what they wanted with you. Just like they did. And before he's able to finish, Wolverine cuts his arm off and Victor Creed grows it back. Victor taunts him. I don't know why you have that mask on, but I'm going to rip it off your face. And they just fight, spewing blood all over the bar. And I got to say, I love this dynamic is that they swap-swapped. One of them is way more evil, technically, because of the Eurasian Republic than the other. Usually Victor Creed is the evil one, murdering his family on his birthday, just messing with him, etc. And usually Wolverine in those scenarios gets dogged on, sometimes pulling out and beating Victor, but Victor's always been a little bit stronger because he's just a giant man with the same healing factor. And we get this flashback. I want you to promise me something. If they ever capture me, and we see some of the days in the Resistance, the two men sitting at a campfire together, they're brothers in arms. Wolverine says, if they capture me, I don't want to be a puppet to them. I want you to promise me to kill me. And Victor responds, tall order coming from a fella with a healing factor that keeps death at arm's length. I know that we both got it, but even still, I want you to promise me that you'll find a way, make it happen, make it permanent. And as far as I know, there's a couple ways to kill him, but the main way is the Muramasa blade, which is a blade that nullifies healing factors. Deadpool used it during Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. That's a big point of the story. We've seen what they've done, Creed. We know what they can make us do with the folks we fought side by side with, died with. But I ain't going to walk away from this fire until I know I got your word. Because I've been fighting with you long enough. I know you're good for it. You're bonded to your word. And I want to know you'll do it. And they do make that deal. And Creed says, but that ain't going to happen. You will be fine. Well, too late for that now, Creed. Because you did not kill him, and Wolverine is the puppet that he did not want to become. So now we gotta see what happened between those two to not have this promise play out. As Victor understands, this is a muzzle, and he tries taking it off and just gets stabbed over and over in the ribs, and then throws Wolverine off onto the floor. As Victor screams, getting that rush of adrenaline, I'm sure, runs at him, grabs him, starts clawing at his face. If I'm going to kill you, I'm going to look you in your face when I do it, runt. As he finally pulls off the muzzle and Wolverine starts screaming, runs at him, starts biting Victor, and then rips off his tongue, which I have no idea why you would do that. And then somebody else arrives. It's Black Widow. She opens the door, looks at Wolverine, who's like, just a little man, and then shoots tranquilizers at him, putting him down onto the ground and kicks him in the face. So the real question is, how is Wolverine tranquilized? He has a healing factor, right? And Creed asks that question, and then Leech pops up. This is Leech! If you couldn't tell by how he looked, by the way. Leech is a mutant with the power of dampening other mutants by blocking their brains somehow. I can't remember exactly. He's part of the Morlocks, so this is the Morlocks. Sometimes he becomes like a trainee of the X-Men, etc. Yeah, it's good to see Leech. I like Leech. So they pick up Wolverine. Now that they basically have Wolverine just comatose, they throw him into the back of the car. And Victor's like, I'll ride with you. What's your name? I'm Natasha, and I can handle myself. Oh, I know that you can do that, but I know this guy, and I want to see everyone's face when he comes through the door, because he starts laughing. So, thank you for listening, watching, enjoying. Yeah, this was a little bit of a short one. Good fights. I love fights. Peace out.